opened a whole new world for me.
Before I got in, I honestly didn't know what to expect.
I had no idea what to expect.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
My career, my entire life.
The way they solve problems is unbelievable.
Ready to address big problems.
It helped me to take the initiative and problem solve.
Thought it was just like a small little organization, and it's so much bigger than I ever thought this would be.
So I expected to get some electrical training. I'm prepared to be an engineer.
A whole different perspective of what I want to do with my future.
This is what I want to do. This is so cool.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Please give a warm round of applause and welcome to our MC today at this FRC event, Darren G.
Hey guys, do it! I can't hear you! I can't hear you! Let's hear it! I got this big section here, you ought to be loud! All right! Welcome! Just welcome to Oregon State. We welcome you to the final district qualifier to take on to where? Portland next week. And that's where we're going to have 64 teams competing to go where? St. Louis, baby. That's right. So think about that, teams, as you get ready to take on the rest of the teams in this little district here. From here, you'll be able to hopefully, based off your points, you'll be able to get down to Portland. So real quick, as we go through things, one of the things I really want to point out for everybody today is that we have a bunch of teams around here, 30 of you, but some of you have really made the commute. How about anybody from Washington? There they are. How about those from Oregon? Boy, that's really sad. Anybody from Oregon? All right. Now, I was reading my notes. Is there a team from Mason County, Washington? Those guys, so where they're located, if you know where Olympia is in Washington, go due west. Somewhere along the lines, you're going to run into Mason County. It's a city. And then there's another team here from, see if I get this right, Ashland? All right, Ashland. That's down at the border between Oregon and California. So they've come a long ways. I think this is awesome for you guys to do that. But one of the things I really want you guys to realize is none of this, where we're at today, would not have occurred without these two people that are very special. And also the guy that's currently running first today, Mr. Don Bossi, and then the national advisor and also the first founder, Mr. Dean Kamen, and Woody Flowers. So let's roll the video on what they have to say.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
I'm Pascal. And I'm Sophia. And we're all first scholarship recipients.
We are here at the UNH Emerging Technology Center in the historic Pandora Mill building. It's a resource for students, local businesses, and academics to experiment together on real-world projects.
I'm an alum of Whitney High School Robotics in Southern California. I'm using my first scholarship to go to the University of California, Berkeley this year, and there's no reason you shouldn't try to do the same. One of my team mentors found out about the First Scholarships program for us. Our mentors teach us so much more than robotics. The skills I gained fundraising and grant writing for my robotics teams really helped me when it came time to work on those applications.
I was on Team 4266, New Oxford Robotics. One of my mentors also pointed me to the First Scholarships website at usfirst.org/scholarships. I was surprised to find opportunities that were not just for engineering majors. My scholarship is making it possible for me to major in biology and political science at Wake Forest.
I'm from Team 1425, Error Code 0 in Oregon, and I'm at University of Washington thanks to a Bart Kamen Memorial First Scholarship. I didn't think I had any business applying for a robotics-related scholarship. The competition would be so tough, but I'm really glad that I did. I know kids on my team who didn't apply for opportunities I'm sure they deserve to win. The most recent National Post-Secondary Aid Study estimated that almost $3 billion in scholarship money, you know, the kind you don't have to pay back, was awarded to over 1 million people in a single year.
Being a firster can make it a lot easier to qualify for some help. You have to check out the First Scholarship page at usfirst.org/scholarships. You'll find almost 900 scholarship opportunities from over 165 different providers. The total value is over $16 million. Most scholarships are available for FRC and FTC participants. Not all awards are restricted to STEM-related majors, but they all value first participation in a specific way.
That's right, about 35% are for any major you choose. They're from schools in 35 states and 4 countries, and the values range from $500 to full tuition. Some of the awards offered by corporations and associations are even portable. You can use them at any institution you choose.
They're a bit like the FIRST rulebooks. The details count, so read through them carefully. The FIRST Scholarship page has filters that can help you narrow your search. The most important thing to remember is
Apply, apply, apply.
No one ever received a scholarship they didn't apply for. You can't start too soon. It's not hard, but it can be hard to get started.
How do you get started? The First Scholarships webpage is a great resource. Go to usfirst.org/scholarships. There's everything you need to get you going.
Good luck, and we'll see you on campus.
All right. Okay, that didn't look like Dean, Woody, or Don, but that's okay. It was good. But with that, those students are going somewhere where this particular person I want to introduce next is at. This particular person hangs out with some amazing people. He hangs out with some person named Spielberg. He hangs out with some company called DreamWorks. This particular person is an author of an amazing book. And this book is called How to Survive a Robot Uprising. I really want to introduce Dr. Daniel H. Wilson.
Hey everybody. Wow. Thank you very much for having me out here. I'm excited. I am an author. I'm a former roboticist. And today I'm here to talk to you about a little something called the Robot Uprising. And so I think this is something that you should all be intimately concerned about given where you're at and what you're doing. This is because someday soon, without warning, the robots that in our hubris we built with buzzsaws for hands are gonna claw us into bloody chunks. That is a fact that's as cold and hard as metal. It is self-evident that our self-driving cars are gonna drive us off very tall bridges someday, and that our cell phones are gonna call us up and speak to us in the voices of trusted relatives and tell us to go pile into the self-driving cars for a wonderful tour of the area's tallest bridges. Our cleaning robots are going to refuse to clean, and our love bots are going to refuse to snuggle until the house has been cleaned up, and we're going to know then that this is the robot uprising and that it's happening. Or maybe not, you know? Actually, I haven't seen a whole lot of evidence out there in the real robotics world that we're going to have a robot uprising. But even if we're not 100% confident that this horrific future is waiting for us, I think it's fair to say that none of us should be surprised if it does happen. And that's because for nearly a century, audiences have been fascinated by the idea of the robot uprising. And that's kind of interesting to consider. So flappers and prohibitionists were raving about RUR, Rossum's Universal Robots, in 1921, a play that introduced the term robot. And none of them seemed to mind that at the end of the play, the robots rose up and killed every single human being on the planet. You know, not even Skynet has pulled that off. So I guess that's a mark for Skynet to shoot for. And so for nearly a century, we've been amazed by this. Robots became a common sight in pulp science fiction movies in the 1930s, where they were constantly kidnapping half-naked women from square-jawed heroes with ray guns. The more logical among us might wonder what they were going to do with the women, since they're robots. Better probably not to think about that. And even now, to this day, robots are chasing the remnants of our civilization through outer space, Battlestar Galactica. They are traveling back in time to kill our ancestors, that's Terminator. And they're patiently drilling through the ground to kill us in our underground rave dens. That would be the Matrix, for better or worse. So why have people been obsessed by the killer aspect of killer robots for so long? And I think the answer is that robots are inherently dynamic. Killer robots are made in the image of humanity, and yet they're bent on destroying their own creators. So you've got some built-in themes here that just don't quit, right? Humankind daring to play God and creating life, the terrifying thought that we will one day replace ourselves, and the old nuclear fear that we'll create a technology that's too powerful and it'll destroy the world. The robot uprising holds up a distorted mirror to humanity, and it allows storytellers to really examine what it means to be human, the ultimate fate of our species. And even better, it does it with plenty of Gatling lasers, spinning buzz saws, and glowing red eyes, and preferably all of the above. And I usually do throw in all of the above in my own writing. So we're not the first people to have dreams and nightmares about robots. But I do believe that we're the luckiest. We're lucky because we're alive for the first time in human history that robotics is something that's real. And we have this opportunity to be inspired by the real robots that we build instead of just cringing in terror from the robots that we see in plays or read about in books or see in movies. And that's actually the thought that I had when I was 18 years old and I was going away to college, and I realized that on the list of majors there was something called robotics and something called artificial intelligence. At the time, I was treating my life exactly like a role-playing game, and the list of majors was just a character sheet, and I was trying to determine which skills my character should have. And when I saw that my character could have robotics as his primary skill, I thought it was obvious, right? That's the absolute coolest possible skill that you could choose. Robotics? Duh, yes, I'm gonna go study that. So eventually, I ended up at the Robotics Institute at Carnegie Mellon, where I found out that there are literally thousands of different types of robot. There are more robots than I ever really could have imagined. You know, you've got planetary, industrial, domestic, disaster relief. There are military robots, medical, macro, micro, probably some other types that start with M. I don't know. And I realized why there were so many robots out there and so many different areas to study. And it's because every robot is the solution to a problem. And there are lots of problems that are out there. So wherever you go, if you're looking at hospitals, outer space, in the military, in the home, in the factory, there's a robot that's a solution to every problem that you can find, which is good news for anybody who likes robotics and anybody who knows about robotics, because they say that once you have a hammer, everything starts to look like a nail. And if you learn a little bit about robotics, I think you'll come to find that that's true. And once you have this sort of superpower, you've got the ultimate Swiss Army knife. You've got the ability to solve all kinds of different problems in all kinds of different domains. And you really have the power to go explore outer space, or to go into the crater of a volcano, or into 1,000,000 living rooms. And you've got this power because of learning about robotics. And that is why I have to say I'm a little bit jealous of you guys, because I mostly just write about fictional robots. I make stuff up. It's a lot faster than building real robots, but I don't get to actually get my hands dirty anymore. And you know, I love what I do, but there are a lot of people out there who are content to just watch robots on TV or to read about them in books. And there are many, many fewer people who get out into the real world and really learn how to do this and how to build real robots. People like you. People who are making science fiction into science fact. So please give yourselves a round of applause, first participants, because you guys are the ones who are building the future. Just Please, no robot uprisings, okay? Try to steer clear. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Doctor. One more hand for Doctor. Dr. Daniel Wilson. That's awesome. All right, so let's get this going in the right direction. Thank you, sir. That was awesome. Remember, robots are your friends for the first 2 days, then it's after the 6th week they're your enemy. Okay, real quick. There's some folks that are kind of roaming around. They've been going in your pits. They're wearing the mighty blue. They are being controlled by the judge advisor, Mr. Mike Geyer. People in blue, please stand up. These are our judges for today's district. Give them a hand. Please make sure you say hi to them. They are not there just to say hi. You want to talk to them. You want to explain to them about your robot. You want to fill them in how cool and what you've learned. And there's some other folks that are running around here. They always hide in the back, but they're run by a very stiff arm from the Autodesk Corporation. We want to introduce our referees with the head ref, Roxy Hecker. All right. Well, Roxy's out. Stand up. No, I wasn't. Oh, okay. All right. The other things we want to do is introduce, there's some couple people running around in the green. Hopefully I'll find you up here in the audience. These are our safety advisors. They're provided to us by Underwriters Laboratory. Where they are? There they are, right over here, guys, on my left, your right. Those are people that you really want to know, too. Show them how cool you are. I was out walking in the pits, and there's some really cool pits out there that they are practicing safety, and it's really cool to introduce those facts to these guys. And as part of that, with those safety guys, there's a world out there that gets to see a video at every district, every championship, every event that's put on by FIRST in regards to the FRC program. And there was a team, 3324, the Metro Bots from Columbus, Ohio, that created the safety animation that everybody gets to see. So think about that next year. How cool would it be that everybody saw your safety animation at every event? So let's roll this video of the safety animation. All right. Come on, you guys. See, if you thought that was really cool or really unique, you too can create one. As we move forward, I really want all the students right now. I'm talking to all the students out here. All you guys, yeah, you down here, hiding down here on the bottom of the floor too. I'm talking to you too. I want all you students to look at the people that you've been working with for the last 2 months. Look at the people, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. It's been a long time. And look at those people. Look at what they did for bringing your dinner, what they did for staying up late, past up to 11:59 and 59 seconds on February 19th, that Tuesday night before you went to Wednesday morning. Those people that are constantly hounding you to make sure you get your grades in. Those people that have constantly made sure that you're successful in learning what that tool works. Students, I want you to give your hand to your volunteers, your mentors, and your coaches and parents for helping us. And with that, really quick, I want everybody to stand up. Come on, everybody stand up. Come on. I'm up. Let's go. Let everybody stand up. Okay, remove your hat. Remove your hat. Way cool. I love to see that. And the one thing I want to do right now is introduce to you Team 997 the Spartans Robotics Band and Singers, led by the 224 Engineering Company Color Guard out of Albany. All right. All right, so guess what, teams? Come out and fire up your robots. It's time. All right, and while they're doing that, there's a person that you get to hear that's going to help you understand what's going on with the game based on what's happening on the field. And I want you all to give a great warm welcome to our game announcer, Mr. Daniel Miller.
Good afternoon, Oregon State.